All right, we're at Bee Tree Park and we found our first persimmon tree. Just started the path. I don't know if you can see them. There's some still in the tree. Persimmon. Oh, there's a whole bunch right there. But you don't want to shake the tree. They have to fall naturally. See? Oh. Oh. You gotta be careful you don't step on them. So many leaves. I keep feel like I'm stepping on them, but you don't want to take them all. Like that one is gross. That one's already been stepped on, so I'll just throw that one away. That one was I stepped on, like, or it was I didn't step on it. You don't want them like if they're cracked open too bad.
You don't have to sort through them when you
No, I know. You could eat. Oh, I hear someone is using a drone. It's a very popular area today. All right, well, I'm still looking. That one's kind of like. That's fine. I'll sort through them later. Oh, right there. Right next to that green leaf. Yes, right there. I tried to get here early. It's 10 o'clock. This is. No, I'm just talking to the camera, and it's a very popular place right now. Jeez Louise. Here's a bunch of people in purple shirts walking. Here's these people hanging out. But jeez Louise. Thank you. And what river is this right here? Mississippi. We're gonna find a different unpopulated area. It's a bit populated. We'll come back. All right. Anyway, there was a lot more on the ground, but there was a huge group of people coming up, and I just don't feel like I'm trying to social distance. So we will come back. Robert thinks there's a couple more trees down here. Hopefully, it'll be a less populated area. That tree was right at the beginning of the path. So. What river is this again? The Missouri or the Mississippi?
Mississippi.
Mississippi River. Alright, there is another persimmon tree intermingled. I had to basically crawl through those woods to get a handful. Kind of hard to see with all this leaf coverage. So there's actually, we have come across like 10 persimmon trees, but none of them had fruit on them. They don't always bear fruit. And I'm pretty susceptible to poison ivy, so something tells me I'm gonna take home some poison ivy with this persimmons. But that's okay. It's not a season until I get poison ivy. Alright, so there wasn't tons on the ground. Like I said, I think I got about 10. It's just too hard when it's out in the middle of the forest like that. So we'll move along, see if we can find another tree that's easier to get to. I did crawl around and got everything I saw. Here, see, here's another persimmon tree right here, but it doesn't look like it has any fruit on it, so that's a bummer. Some of them are bearing fruit this year, and some of them aren't. Huh, this one usually has a lot of fruit. Here are the persimmons washed and destemmed. They are definitely mushy. That's how you know it's a ripe persimmon. So basically you just want the pulp. That's what I'm gonna bake with. And so I do not have a food mill. Instead, I have this sifting basket. I'm just going to press the persimmons through the basket to get the pulp. And then of course the, kind of like how I did the blackberries, then the skin and the seeds will stay on the inside and the pulp will be squished through, and we use the pulp for baking. So This is just a little bowl I have, so I'm not for sure how much pulp we're gonna get. I'm gonna estimate 1 cup. I just don't think it's gonna make a lot. And I think I need 2 cups for my recipe. What do you think, honey? How many cups of pulp is this gonna make?
There's a lot of seeds in those.
There's a lot of seeds.
I bet you get a
cup if I'm lucky.
Probably a cup, maybe not. You know, I've never really seen what one of these, how much is in it.
I know.
I always feel shorted though. Every time you eat
I
one,
know.
it's like
It's a lot of work for a little, like, because like when I picked up all these persimmons, there was waste. There was some that were too squishy, that looked, that just didn't look good. So I definitely did not keep every single persimmon. And it's a lot of work when at Bee Tree. I just don't think it's a good year for persimmons because we saw at least 10 persimmon trees that did not bear fruit. I don't believe it's because other people are picking them. I think it's just they didn't bear fruit. Everything I've read says that sometimes like one year it'll have fruit and the next year it won't and the next year it will. So and Robert was talking about we had an early frost that he thinks might have ruined him.
I don't know what happened. I know the apple crop.
Yeah,
lost apples.
A lot of people, the apple crop was ruined, and so I just don't think it's a good year for persimmons. So anyway, let me squish this through the sifter, and we'll see how much pulp we get. All right, I pushed it through the strainer. This is what the strainer looks like. This is the usable pulp. I actually got 2 cups, so I got more than I thought. And then this is all the waste, seeds, and the skin. So yeah, I am extremely happy. I got almost 2 cups. So yay, enough for my persimmon bread recipe. All right, I'm gonna make persimmon bread. This is a basic bread recipe, very similar to banana bread, pumpkin bread. So it is 1 1/4 cups flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon ground cloves, 2 eggs at room temperature, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 cup of butter at room temperature, 3/4 cup sugar, and then 1 cup persimmon pulp. This is actually 2 cups. I thought the recipe was 2 cups, but it's actually 1. This only makes 1 loaf of persimmon bread. Usually when I make banana bread and pumpkin bread, the recipe is 2 cups and it's 2 loaves. So basically this is just a 1 loaf recipe. So I will separate this into 2 cups and I will freeze 1 cup. So if we really like persimmon bread, I have enough to make another batch. I've never made persimmon bread before. Robert, did your mom ever make persimmon bread?
No, she couldn't find. We
couldn't find a recipe?
Yeah, and it was hard to work with.
So how did you eat persimmons?
Just as they were.
Robert just ate them like raw, and so this is a first for us. So let's see if it works. I'm gonna get started. Oh, and then you, typical, you know, you mix the dry ingredients, then you mix the wet ingredients, and you combine it all together. Bake it in the oven for an hour at 350 degrees. This is all the ingredients combined. Remember, you do the wet separately, the dry separately, and then you mix them together. It looks great. Very happy with how it turned out. I just sprayed my pan, and now I will add the mixture into the loaf pan. All right, here it is in the loaf pan, and it's gonna go in the oven at 350 for 1 hour. All right, the bread is done. I'm gonna let it cool a little bit before we taste test it. It is a little darker. I hope I didn't overcook it. It did say an hour, so I guess we'll find out when we bite into it. All right, here is the persimmon bread. It's been cooling for about an hour. And trying to do this one-handed. Robert, come cut this. I don't know why I even try to do any of this stuff one-handed.
That big of a piece?
Whatever you think, honey, but I don't know.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's you because you like the end.
Okay.
Cut me a middle. I'm afraid I overcooked it.
No.
I think an hour might have been too long.
No, you did fine. You did fine.
All right. All right, I'm gonna try the persimmon bread. That's good. Try yours. Tell me what you think, Robert. That's good.
It's good.
It's very dense.
It's not a script. I like it. It's just, it's like pumpkin bread.
It is like pumpkin bread.
I don't really taste any.
I don't taste the persimmon anymore.
Mm-mm.
I tasted the persimmon in the batter before we cooked it.
It's weird how it got so dark.
Okay, I can taste the persimmon. It does have a subtle persimmon flavor. I really like it. We were making the bread right away to decide if it was worth it to go find some more persimmons. I think I'd be willing to go find some more persimmons.
I like it. I just...
You don't look excited. You're thinking. He's got his thinking face on.
I was thinking it was going to be...
More persimmon flavor?
Yeah. It is very dense, though.
It's very dense.
Why? Maybe we overmixed it or something.
I did everything the recipe called for. I might find some other recipes. I think it needed more than 1 cup of persimmon. Persimmon pulp.
Yeah.
It does taste good, though.
It is good.
I'm smiling at the cats in the background. They're like, what are you up to? So, it doesn't wow me with flavor. My pumpkin bread is so much better. But the first time ever making it, it's not bad. I would definitely find more persimmons and get some more pulp. But this time, I think I would try a different recipe. Nothing wrong with this recipe. I just thought it would taste more like persimmon. It has a slight persimmon flavor. Monkey, don't do it. This cat's thinking about jumping up on this counter. Don't do it, Monkey. It's actually really good. I'm gonna eat the rest. You know what? It could be because it was just a long day. We went to Bee Tree Park. We collected the persimmons. I then, like, our front yard has this huge tree, and so we raked leaves, and we're not even halfway done. Not even halfway done. So I don't know if I'm just too tired to appreciate this persimmon bread, because it is actually really good. It is good. And my sister was asking me, like, how come I'm not going to make jam and stuff? Why do I keep making breads instead of jams? One, I got plenty of jam. My dad makes jellies. My mom makes jellies. They've given me plenty of jars of strawberry and blackberry, and I think there's even a peach in there. Snozzberry. No. So I don't need to make jams because I have plenty in my pantry. We love bread. Not just plain white bread. We like specialty breads like this, like zucchini bread, that don't last long, banana bread, pumpkin bread. This persimmon is just another bread to add to our breads, and it's really, really good. It's just like a snack for us. Like, we don't, that's why we keep making breads. I am going to Google other ways to cook persimmons, because the thing with persimmons is you only have like 2 weeks of opportunity to harvest, to collect, to pulp them, to decide what you're going to do with them. And so it is kind of like a novelty specialty item that take advantage while we can. And so I don't know, I think I will try another park tomorrow and see if we can get some more persimmons. I'm keeping this recipe. I am giving it like a 5-star. It is very good. I think I was just expecting more of a persimmon flavor. What do you think? Like add like 2 cups instead of 1?
I would go with the pumpkin bread recipe and just replace the pumpkin with the persimmon.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I ask my husband a lot of cooking tips because he is a much better chef and baker than I am. But anyway, it was worth all the effort. We actually enjoyed going to all these parks. It's October. It's fun to do. Robert's cutting his second piece.
Well, I'm making sure if I like it. Make sure I like it.
It looks like pumpernickel. It is
does.
so dark, which there's no brown sugar in this. There's nothing dark in it besides the persimmon, because it was white flour. I'm not for sure why it turned out so dark, but strange. But it is good. I would definitely make it again, but I'm gonna see what other recipes there are. So anyway, thanks for watching. And if you have persimmons in your area, try it. It really wasn't that hard. There's nothing about this process is hard. It's just time consuming. Squishing the persimmons to get the pulp, finding them, cleaning them, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's just October fun. What else do we have to do? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will see you later.